in my new book, I wrote a little bit about, there was an idea in the 80s that was reasonably popular among psychologists, that the way to regulate male aggression was to socialize little boys like little girls. And that's a very, very bad idea. So, because suppressing that aggressive, competitive urge, which also characterizes many women, by the way, although it's more common among men, that isn't what you do. You integrate it. This is why I'm such a fan of Piaget, not as opposed to Freud, but I think Piaget's developmental model is superior to Freud's developmental model, because for Piaget, the process of becoming civilized is a process of continual integration, including the integration of what Freud would consider the id. It's not as if Freud didn't know that, because he wanted people to incorporate the id, but he kind of conceptualized socialization as the superego inhibiting the id, or suppressing it. That only happens when the socialization process is bad. When it's good, like if you have a competitive child, like my son was and is a competitive person, you have them integrate that into the ethos of fair play, and then it's a mark of character strength at that point. Absolutely, there's no doubt about it.
Would you also say that has to be balanced with compassion, with a greater sort of openness as well at the same time?
Well, it has to be aimed, right? You need an aim, and to put your integrated capabilities to work at bringing everything together is the right aim, and it's not a task for, one of the things about, I think, and one of the things about the way morality is taught is it's always taught like it's always taught as if it's your grandma and her corset is too tight. It's a hectoring sort of thing, that you should be good, and the reason that you should be good is kind of for other people, and so it's
almost like the Freudian sense you talked about.
Yeah, that's the superego sense. Exactly, that's right, and that it's a bunch of restrictions on you, and so you have to reduce yourself in order to be a good person, and that's, well, you might say that that's a prerequisite to discipline, because I think in some sense it is, that you do have to be molded and shaped. Nietzsche believed that a long period of unfreedom had to precede a period of freedom, and that's something like discipline. But fundamentally, that's not the proper orientation, because making everything work better is actually the most demanding task that you can take on. And it's not a matter of reducing yourself to a domesticated moral being, like a fat pug dog, something like that. It's a task that takes everything that you've got, and so you can use all of those darker forces, let's say, to be indomitable as you move forward, and you want a challenge, because all of those forces are exactly the thing that is there for the challenge, and so it becomes a matter of, well, it's a conversion of something that can be very dark into something that's a prerequisite for light,